Hello Ragers, thank you for clicking on this video. Before I get into things, I just want to give a quick explanation as to why I am making this joyous video. In the past, people have left comments on this channel as well as my Instagram stating that they don't always know about the brands that I talk about. So I had a brain blast, and I realized that I should make a short, easy to follow video that gets you up to speed on a handful of brands. This video is for those who are interested in fashion but may not necessarily know a whole lot nor want to put the time in to read up on different brands or designers, which is okay as this is a wholesome learning environment. Here's a list of what I'll be talking about, and as you can see, there are brands from all across the spectrum here. I tried to pick brands that aren't necessarily as mainstream as, say, Supreme or Old Navy, but they're obviously not unknown by any means. Basically, they're brands that people may have heard of, but maybe not know the history of. I get that not everyone has time to sit down and research every brand, so this video will be short and to the point. I'll give a brief explanation of the brand's history, some information on the designers, as well as show off what the brand is known for. However, if you are interested in learning more, I will be sure to leave some links in the description to other channels that are much smarter than me, and I'll also drop some links to some informative websites and articles that talk about these brands further. If you enjoy this video and want to see a part 2, let me know, and feel free to suggest other brands that I should talk about. Also, comment down below any important information that I may have left out or that you just feel is important. Alright, I'll shut up and get on with it. Chrome Hearts is most known for their signature hat that says their signature cross patchwork, gothic font, and quality leather and sterling silver jewelry. The brand was founded in a Los Angeles garage in early 1988 by Richard Stark and his friend John Bowman. Bowman was an experienced manufacturer of leather goods and Stark was a high-end carpenter. They were also both bikers, but they couldn't necessarily find the jackets that they liked. I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. Moreover, Stark was offered a costume design job for a film called
Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town.
However, the working title of the film at the time was Chrome Hearts. As you can tell, Stark was fond of that name and he decided to use it for his brand. Coincidentally, that film starred a girlfriend of one of the Sex Pistols, which led to Steve Jones of the Sex Pistols wanting Chrome Hearts to make him custom-made clothes. From there, the brand basically spread via word of mouth between rock stars and the like, from Lenny Kravitz to the Cult and Motley Crue. On top of that, Leonard Kim Hoot, who is a master jeweler, joined the business and specialized in, you guessed it, creating custom jewelry out of exclusively sterling silver. Stark also went on to marry one of his clients, Lori Lynn, who later joined the business as a partner. Although Leonard and John had a falling out with Richard, Chrome Hearts continued on to achieve success, which is reflected through their many notable collaborations, such as their 2017 collab with Bella Hadid, which definitely helped increase the brand's popularity amongst the Instagram crowd. Also, the Starks' 23-year-old daughter, Jessie Jo, has been involved with designing for the company. The Starks also have a set of 12-year-old twins who Richard hopes will carry on their business in the future. Number 9 has been able to achieve great success through their famous Disney collab and many mentions in Playboi Carti songs. Kidding, of course. The brand was founded by Takahiro Miyashita in 1997. Miyashita was born in Tokyo and from a young age spent the majority of his money on clothes. At 16, he made his first visit to the United States and fell in love with the American aesthetic. Music and Americana alike served as heavy inspiration for him and his brand. The name itself comes from the Beatles song Revolution 9, as the song was meant to be an unconscious picture of what John Lennon would picture during a revolution. Miyashita reinterpreted that through his clothing, which is reflected through Miyashita's use of logos from Ozzy Osbourne and Nirvana. However, the brand is much more than just logos. The attention to detail in their pieces is unmatched. Likewise, Jun Takahashi of Undercover is one of Miyashita's closest friends. They essentially represented the next wave of Japanese designers, basically the new generation carrying the torch, as they were more connected to the youth essentially. In 2009, Miyashita debuted his last collection for number 9 titled A Closed Feeling. Greld states it perfectly in this article where they compare it as Miyashita's own Let It Be by the Beatles. Although Miyashita has since moved on to designing for his own new label entitled Takahiro Miyashita The Soloist, Kooks, the parent company of number 9, continued the brand on. Although the collections post Miyashita have paid homage to his work, they have lacked his finesse. Notable collabs include Yes, Bear Bricks, and Midicom, as well as a more recent collab with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and C2H4. Overall, at its prime, number 9 was most known for their American and music-inspired pieces, as well as the overall quality of their work. However, ever since Miyashita left, it doesn't hit the same anymore.
Don't cover the charge by... Whoa.
Rick Owens, made famous by 14-year-olds spamming the word GeoBasket in the comments of fashion meme pages, founded his clothing line under his name in 1994. Before that, Rick was raised in Porterville, California. He moved to LA after high school and studied art and design for 2 years, then took pattern making and draping courses, which led to his work in the garment industry. Rick later moved to Paris in 2003 with Michelle Lamy, who he later married in 2006. Additionally, in 2004, together they founded their own fashion company known as Owens Corp. Together, they have literally created their own world. They have a 5-story building in Paris, which serves as their home, showroom, and offices. Throughout the years, Rick has published 3 books, as well as 2 books about Larry Legaspi. On top of that, he has launched 5 different labels over his 20 years in the industry. On top of collabs with Birkenstock, Champion, Montclair, Veja, and many more, notable Rick pieces include, yes, the Geo Baskets and Dunks, the Creech cargo pants, and of course, the Rock Crystal Toilet. Although you may have seen many gray, black, or milk-colored Rick pieces, his color catalog is much deeper than that, which is reflected through his use of many colors such as my personal favorites, Bleach Vomit, Kool-Aid, and Flesh. Number 7. Vitamins. Next up, we'll be talking about vetements. Don't kill me, I'm cultured, I swear. This commonly mispronounced brand is often known for their oversized, edgy, and ironic hoodies, as well as their OnlyFans. Founded in 2014 by Demna Gavasolia and Garam Devasolia, who also just so happens to be his brother if you couldn't tell, as well as 5 other friends who have a plethora of experience in the fashion world. Essentially, this was their way of creating a more down-to-earth, in touch with the youth, designer brand. Vetements has gained notoriety quickly through their time in the spotlight, which is reflected through their many collaborations with Alpha Industries, Canada Goose, CDG Shirt, Reebok, etc. A bit more on Demna, he graduated from the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in Antwerp in 2006. He designed women's wear for Margiela in 2009 till 2012. From there, he later worked as a head designer for Louis Vuitton until 2014. Back to the brand, as best stated by Vogue, Vetements is definitely known for their tongue-in-cheek garments as well as clothes that reflect the idea of urban cultures, the internet, and everyday life. They have also used appropriation to garner the attention of many, as well as choosing some very interesting choices for their shows. My favorite is the Spring-Summer 2020 show held at McDonald's. In 2019, however, Demna left Vetements as he essentially accomplished what he wanted to do with the brand, which was to pretty much change the fashion world, as he previously stated how he was bored with fashion. As Vetements has entered this new era, they will continue to stay true to the roots of the brand through pushing boundaries with the use of outside-the-box thinking.
Forgive your enemies, but remember their names.
Ader, as seen on cool YouTuber PewDiePie, was founded in 2014 by a group of Korean collectives located in Seoul. The founders/designers keep their identities anonymous in order to focus on creativity rather than fame. They are very serious and view dressing as an art form, my kind of people. Through looking at their pieces, it is evident that they are heavily inspired by the internet and this technology-driven world that they choose to hide away from. Similar to Vetements in a way, they often use irony in their clothes and symbolism. Ader is actually an acronym. The A equals aesthetic, the D stands for drawing, and ER is used as a verb, which means people who draw on aesthetics. The error part refers to how their designers are attracted to happy accidents rather than mistakes. It appears as if they are quite fond of acronyms, as they also operate under the FINE rule, which stands for fun, immediate, new, and easy. Notable pieces and collabs include their Fall/Winter 18 collab with Puma, as well as My Song Kitsune. Ader operates under the philosophy of but near miss things, which is its way of expressing how they want to focus on the things in life people may overlook in their everyday lives. In short, they want to evoke nostalgia through their clothes by providing a different way of viewing the world and noticing the details around us. The brand strives to achieve this philosophy through creating minimal, contemporary, but cool clothes, which communicates their creativity and love for art. Undercover was founded in 1993 by Jun Takahashi while he was attending Tokyo's prestigious Bunka Fashion College, which is also where he met and became friends with Nigo of Bape. On top of that, Jun was the lead singer for a Sex Pistols cover band. It is evident that Undercover is heavily influenced by punk, as that culture has played a big role in Jun's life. This is again seen through Jun creating many notable ripped and punk-inspired t-shirts, as well as patched leather jackets and custom vintage clothes early on before he was an established designer. Also, during 1993, Jun and Nigo launched their famous retail venture known as Nowhere, and in 1995 they opened their first physical location in Harajuku. It is safe to say that he had a lot going on during this time. While still in college, Jun met Ray Kawakubo, who is the founder of Comme des Garçons if you weren't aware. Ray essentially became Jun's mentor and convinced him to come to Paris. It's safe to say that Ray really opened Jun's mind in regard to the world of fashion and was very supportive of him. Jun's first show for Undercover was held in Japan during Japan Fashion Week of Autumn-Winter 94/95, although it wasn't until 2002 when Undercover would make its debut during Paris Fashion Week, showing off the very notable Spring-Summer 03 Scab collection. This collection featured a plethora of patchwork and deconstructed style garments. From there, throughout the early and mid-2000s, Undercover really went on to cement itself as a prominent brand by debuting many notable and iconic collections. They have collaborated with a variety of brands such as Nike in 2010, Uniqlo in 2012, Valentino in 2019, and of course multiple Supreme collabs throughout the years. All in all, Jun Takahashi views Undercover as not just a label and more as a worldview. He uses his platform as an expressive vehicle to share his ideas through the use of references, materials, media, and so much more.
So yeah, you're gay.
Kapital began in the 1980s and was founded by Toshikahiro Hirata. Anyway, while teaching karate in the United States, Hirata gained quite a fondness for American denim. When he returned back to Japan, Hirata was set on making his own denim. He opened his first factory in 1984, followed by opening his store in Kojima not long after. Toshikiyo's son, Hiro, followed in his father's footsteps by traveling to the United States to study art, then later returning back to Japan to work as an apparel designer at 45 RPM, which is a notable Japanese brand. In 2002, Akiro decided to join his father's company, and with his knowledge of the arts and Toshikiyo's experience, they made the perfect duo. Today, Kapital is easily one of the most respected labels in the Japanese heritage scene. They have over 15 physical locations in Japan and multiple overseas retailers, each of which are constructed with a different concept in mind, and they all draw inspiration from its surroundings as well as the traditions of the area, which helps give each store its unique feel as well as still holding true to the brand. In regard to the clothes themselves, David Sedaris describes them in a New Yorker essay as, "The clothes they sell are new, but appear to have been previously worn, perhaps by someone who has been shot or stabbed," which is a strangely accurate description. Kapital often uses indigo denim and often distresses it to the point that it does look like it is a secondhand clothing item. They also feature a variety of different patchwork garments and clothes with vintage washes, as well as different dyes. Bandanas and bandana print are also a staple of Kapital's brand, as well as their century denim and this Boro and Sashiko baseball cap. Kapital's sublabel, County, focuses on innovative techniques to produce the most organic-looking pre-distressed products. Furthermore, each season begins with drawings by Kiro, then they are produced and photographed by Eric Kavatek, who has been with the brand since almost the beginning. They shoot across the world and feature a variety of different models. Overall, Kapital's quirks and features give the brand a uniquely authentic feel and often attract those who don't want to just fit in with the norm.
Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes.
Founded almost by chance in 1982, Stone Island was to serve as a diffusion line for Massimo Osti's main label, CP Company. It is safe to say that Stone Island has an immense history as well as a very passionate culture surrounding it in Europe, more specifically in Italy and the UK. Before Stone Island was Stone Island, Carlo Rivetti, a part of Giuseppe Rivetti I Figli, which I'll refer to as GFT for obvious reasons, went on to acquire 50% of the CP Company in 1983 and later 100% of the firm in 1993, and worked alongside Osti, who served as the firm's designer and art director. Moreover, the reason for Stone Island originally serving as a diffusion line was because there was a special fabric known as Telestella, which had just arrived in Italy. This fabric was a different color on each side, and Osti was interested in this fabric, but as it had nothing to do with CP Company, he decided to make a separate collection of 7 jackets, all of which resembled military stylings and contained the now iconic badge. So Stone Island essentially happened out of chance. Moreover, the iconic badge/compass symbolized a love for the sea and the aim of constant research. Although Massimo left Stone Island in 1995 and later passed away in 2005, his legacy lived on, thanks in part to his many innovative ideas, including reflective jackets, color-changing/heat-reactive jackets, as well as many others. He was genuinely ahead of his time, and he really helped pave the way for Stone Island's success. Moreover, Paul Harvey later joined the brand and designed 24 collections, each with their own evolution and research that stayed true to Stone Island's roots, but also set them apart. Throughout the years, Stone Island has cemented itself into the casual culture movement in Europe perfectly. Nowadays, though, the brand has grown beyond that and can be found all over. However, as stated by Ollie Evans, Stone Islands is a real boys brand essentially in the UK, and has roots in hooliganism while being associated with masculinity. After 12 years, and I believe 2008, Paul left the brand and the fashion world as a whole in order to do something for the planet. From 2008 onwards, Carlo has essentially acted as a coach of multiple talented designers who all have their own visions, all of which combine into what Stone Island is today. They continue to experiment with different textiles, materials, and designs in order to make Stone Island to feel like much more than just a clothing brand. Through rapper Drake, you may have heard of him, sporting Stone Island, to an ongoing collab with Supreme, pretty underground brand, you may not know of it, Stone Island has gone on to gain notoriety in the fashion world.
Rapper, Blade, and Young Lin, Sad Boys.
In 2014, Francesco Ragazzi, who was an art director at Moncler at the time, had set out to celebrate American culture in a different perspective. The Palm Angels project initially started as a lookbook of sorts, which later resulted in its debut ready-to-wear collection in fall-winter 2015. Ragazzi's designs are best described as more higher-end/upscale skater-inspired clothes. He states that this is a result of mixing his Italian sartorial background with the laid-back vibe that he admires in LA skaters. Also, Palm Angels contains a lot of marijuana-related themes, which is awesome. Moreover, you can find Palm Angels in over 210 stores worldwide, including Colette, Selfridges, Saks Fifth Avenue, etc. Palm Angels has been seen on A$AP Rocky, Playboi Carti, and Joe Jonas, which helped further promote them among streetwear culture. I'm sure you've seen their swag-filled sweatpants. Additionally, Palm Angels has had a couple of notable collabs in its short time of existence, such as a couple collabs with Under Armour as well as one with Suicook sandals. As Palm Angels is a relatively new brand, there isn't too much to say here. Many Palm Angels pieces feature logomania as well as grunge styling, which relates back to the LA and skater influence. And you will often see rich YouTubers sport Palm Angels in order to show off that they have style. But for now, I'd say that's about it for Palm Angels.
Little piranhas.
It's piranha, Rick.
That's what I said, piranhas.
Needles is the last brand that I will be talking about for today. Founded in 1997 by Japanese designer Kizu Shimizu, who is heavily influenced by American cultural movements such as the work of filmmakers, musicians, and artists alike, which is reflected through the brand's garments. Shimizu uses Japanese textiles to create a range of unique/American styles as well as a couple of sub-labels, such as Needles Sportswear and Needles Rebuild. The sportswear line sells, as you may have guessed, sportswear, while the Rebuild label focuses on upcycling old garments and created deconstructed pieces out of them. Before Needles existed in 1988, Shimizu founded Nepenthes as a Japanese distribution company which specialized in US goods, such as clothes from Ralph Lauren, New Balance, and LL Bean. In 1989, he founded the first Nepenthes store in Japan before moving to the US, where he opened another store in New York in 1996. Back to Needles, it essentially all started with one piece, a loose-fitting suit jacket that was inspired by one Miles Davis wore in the 60s. Shimizu was very intrigued by the jacket, so he thought he'd give it a shot at making one himself. Thus, the birth of Needles occurred in 1997 under its parent company Nepenthes. Moreover, I'm sure you may have seen their 2018 collab with OG, where they produced a tracksuit collection together, and later on in 2019, history repeated itself. On top of their OG collabs, Needles has worked with Doc Martens, Vans, Reebok, and more. A handful of iconic Needles pieces include their many tracksuits, their insane deconstructed flannels, as well as their paisley print and engineered garments. Moving forward, Shimizu continues to make more clothes inspired by Kurt Cobain-style grunge and traditional Japanese arts and crafts motifs, which is definitely an interesting combo, but Shimizu is the perfect man for the job, as he has spent the better part of 30 years working on his craft. And I'd say that's about it. I hope you're able to gain some insight from this video, and if you're interested in learning more, check out the description as there will be lots of resources there. Also, if you know any more important information, feel free to comment down below so others can be enlightened. But for real, thank you for watching all the way through if you made it this far, and let me know what brands I should talk about for the next part in the series. With that being said, I hope you have a decent day or night, and I am out.